Hundreds and thousands of Filipinos migrate to America all the time. This lady migrated for love. Tell me about it, Marceline.
Okay, briefly, I met my husband, who is puti, while on vacation in Canada, and then, long distance. Tapos he asked for my hand in marriage from my dad, traveling to the Philippines.
Pumunta siya sa Pilipinas
Yes.
para mamanhikan.
Correct. So he did that, and then 6 months later, I came to the U.S. We got married. And this was in New Jersey at first, started a family, and so now we have 2 boys who are mestizos. 13 and 9. So
13 and 9 years old. Okay, so being a Filipino mom, or Filipina mom rather, how are you able to instill your Filipino culture to your children? Because it's a challenge, diba?
It is a challenge, especially because my support system, I don't have Lola care, or my extended family is still in the Philippines. So it really is me.
For a lot of Filipina moms here, diba? Wala kang yaya. Ikaw talaga lahat.
Oh, yes.
But there's a certain pride you take away from that.
And you're super closer because of that, actually, with your children.
Did you grow up the same way?
No, I had a yaya.
Yeah, Manila girl had the yaya.
Shout out to my yaya.
That's good. I like that. I have to shout out to my yaya too. Hi, Ate Gemma.
Yaya Lagring. Okay.
Yeah.
And my manang. Okay, there you go.
Diba? We should have a yaya day.
We should.
Diba?
And it's really funny because I know all my friends' yayas. Okay. So here, with no yaya, you're closer to your kids. And, I had my parents calling me from overseas saying, oh, you teach them the Filipino values. You don't be so Americanized. I don't know what that means.
Don't be so Americanized.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but I take that to be, I want to combine the best of East and West. So for me, that is the independence of the Western culture. They're very independent. They do their own chores and things like that. Stuff I didn't do. But and then for the Eastern culture, our culture, it's being respectful of elders. I think that's something that I like to pass on. I tried to get my kids, my younger one, to call his older brother Kuya.
Kuya?
But he did it just as a joke. He'd go, Kuya, Kuya, nanga-Alaska lang. Not seriously. But they have cousins and it's ate, Kuya, and,
Right.
So that's cool, things like that. They know body parts. Like
Tagalog.
kili-kili.
Yes, just like my kids, diba? And I'll say something like, I started something where I wouldn't, if they ask me, Mom, can I have water? Mom, can I have milk? You ask me in Tagalog first.
Okay.
Diba?
Did they learn?
Yeah. So it's pahingi po ng,
Yes,
so it's pahingi po ng water. So, ay, Tagalog po. Diba? Tagalog muna. And then they would ask me. So it's hard because lalo na kapag hindi ka nakikitang may kausap na nagtatagalog back, then there's no way for them to answer you back because they don't see that exchange.
And beyond language also, it's like the culture. So they've seen it. I make it a point, like if I have family around or friends like you, like we get together. Because diba, like a Filipino party, it's super different.
It is.
First of all, you're there all day.
And second of all, you double dip.
Correct. And third, may baon ka pa uwi.
Tama.
So the kids have been like, how many cousins do we have?
Right.
How many titas? But the truth is, you're not really all blood related, but that's the way it is.
It's a form of respect, right?
So I think I try, in the early years when my kids were younger, my family from the Philippines would send me books, Filipino stories. Like I have Rizal's books and some children's stories. So that's another thing. I wish there would be more Filipino books for children.
Yes, actually there's Green Mango books comes here to Kababayan Today and we read.
Oh, nice.
It's in English and in Tagalog, but it really starts out with us as parents trying to really teach them the values of what it means to be Filipino, but it's hard.
It's a challenge, but it's worth it. A proud moment is that my son was in school and apparently there's another Filipino hapa, and the mom goes, hey, I didn't know your son was Filipino. I go, how did you pick that up? And she goes, because when they mentioned the Philippines, like in a history lesson, he cheered. And
yes!
I told my daughter, you gotta do that too.
Woo! Are you
know.
Filipino? Yeah!
You gotta show that. So, but if you ask him, why are you Filipino? I like rice. That's yeah. So it's cool.
Do you always serve them rice? Because I've noticed my kids, they won't even ask for rice. They're like, Mom, can we have mashed potatoes? I go, since when did you start choosing mashed potatoes over rice?
They'll eat rice anytime, but we do have our meat and potatoes days.
Yeah, we switch it up too.
Yeah, so it's like a more multiracial. It's not just Filipino, it's like Asian. So I like that they're connected to the whole multi-ethnic aspect of their lives.
All right, what is the biggest challenge of being a mom here in America, especially not having your family around?
Well, first, the biggest challenge is time for yourself. So it is surprising for people. You wrote a book, you have an actual job.
Yeah, you wrote a book. How'd you do that?
Oh my gosh, I wrote it while the kids were asleep. So
Which
I would
meant
be up,
you
I did not sleep. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. was like my writing time because it was the only time. So, but you need to make time for yourself and to develop your own talents still, even when you become a mom. And this is not just for Filipinos, right? When you become a mom, you still have to grow because it'll benefit your kids.
Exactly.
Right?
That's such great advice. Thanks, Marcie. When we return, Marceline's going to teach us to be socially media savvy, okay? Don't go away. We'll be right back on Kababayan Today.